Hey everyone, you are tuning into Almost Paradise, a podcast dedicated to Bachelor Nation, and you have two hosts that are only here for Paradise.
Hi, I'm Kate. I am your bisexual, feminist, armchair producer, here to just talk shit and say everyone's sexy.
And I'm Sammie. I am a relationship expert and dating coach for singles, and I'm just here to give some tips and advice to our daters in any capacity, really. This is kind of a shit show way of dating people.
I mean, just throw people into the firing squad.
Yeah.
I just combined like a bunch of things. Just throw them in and just see how you do.
Yeah.
So this week was a shit show. Thank you everyone, first of all, for listening to our very first and exciting pod. I hope you guys all know the context. We recorded this last week in the middle of our national coup on the Capitol.
Meanwhile, having no idea that it's happening because we're in our little box.
The Bachelor bubble, which it was such a nice little bright spot of the day. At least we got to talk about hot daddy Matt James and all his ladies.
All the hotties on this show in general.
There has been some news in the Bachelor Nation world. Breaking news. James Taylor, not the singer, the one who was on JoJo season, the guy who, well, he is a singer with his guitar, but not the famous James Taylor. We've also
not the good one.
Lames Taylor, because he is a Trump Republican. He tweeted this week, "Thank you to the conservative producers of The Bachelor for really helping a guy out," which that's not word for word, but basically it sounds like he got in touch with a producer and a producer helped him get out of the Capitol. I know this is like a national picture, so we want to have production people from everywhere, but I don't want conservative producers on The Bachelor. I don't want you flying James Taylor away from the fucking coup on the Capitol.
Yeah, I don't mind having a different viewpoint, and I don't mind some conservative politics, but when you are infringing on human rights, when you are advocating for a coup against our government and going in with the intent to kill our elected officials.
Yeah.
How is that the party of police and
law and order?
Yeah. Come on.
I mean, it's just crazy. And they did the Bachelor Data Instagram that you and I both follow. They showed like who from the past seasons had spoken out about the coup, who from this season has spoken out of the coup. It's really interesting. I implore everyone to go follow this page. It's just fascinating. Like, I love seeing things in like a data point, but it's also interesting to see who these people on the show are. All public figures now. They all have, I would say, a responsibility to denounce, or, they have people that look up to them, and they have people that depend, that care about their opinion. And so
they're an example.
Yeah, like Matt James spoke up about it. I know Hannah B spoke up about it. I'm not going to quote it because I don't have the data. The Bachelor Data Instagram has the data, but I mean, James Taylor sucks.
Yeah.
So it's my new segment of Paradise Blacklist. He is on my blacklist. He's not invited. We don't want to see him on the beach. Yeah. We don't want to see him in love. We don't want him to see.
We don't want to see him.
Yeah, basically. Bye.
Get out. Get off our TV. If you are going to be promoting insurrection to our government, get out. We don't want you. You're not a good example.
Victoria, our queen of the season, I don't want to claim her as my anything. She also posted a series of pictures on Instagram with a Trump flag.
I know.
Not hung up, just like draped over a chair somewhere, but like,
hide it.
Why do you have that? And then she ended up deleting it. So we're going through. Now I'm going through her on the rest of the season, knowing. Well, just assuming moving forward, she's a Trump supporter. She's a Trump flag owner, which is enough for me.
It really colored my lens of this episode that we're going to cover today. I noticed
already
something.
so triggering, but like now that we know she's kind of like an official Karen of the world.
She acts like a Karen this whole episode, and it's so triggering and so upsetting. But yes, we open this episode with another dramatic event of Sarah looking like she's gonna go pass out, throw up, just not looking
all around
no.
having a bad time. And it's just a teaser. And I mean, obviously, you've watched the episode thrice. I've watched it twice and taken copious amounts of notes. But you can see that Bree is helping her down the stairs, and both of those girls have roses in their hands.
They're like
showing us that, like,
why are you guys worried?
Like, it's going to be drama later, but it's like we didn't get a resolve of that drama.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing that like weird thing that they like to do in TV where they play like one clip and then they go, and that's how we got there. And it's like that's not why I watched The Bachelor.
No, and they did it all of Colton's season, him jumping a fence, and it was the dumbest, like most crybaby move he ever. I just don't like Colton.
You guys hurt my feelings.
I'm gonna climb a fence.
I followed him yesterday. He posted. He like popped in on my stories, and I was like, "Why do I follow this asshat?" So he's unfollowed. He can be on my blacklist for Paradise too. Yeah. So we don't know why Sarah's feeling so anxious and crazy, but we get to watch this whole episode and find out.
Yeah. I mean, I have some ideas of why.
I have many, and they start with Victoria and
in Toria.
Nightmares.
Starts with Bean and ends with Victoria.
And then we get back into like our normal Bachelor.
The girls move in.
We got Matt James running through the tree porn. We got a paid sponsorship from Peloton Bike. Thank you. We got him in an outdoor shower. Isn't it cold outside? Like,
it's crazy.
I know he just went on a jog, and I know he's probably in like hot water, but I just feel for him that they keep making him be naked and wet in the outdoors.
I mean, they're giving the viewers what they want, which is just copious amounts of Matt James.
His 8 to 16 abs.
Yeah, his 8 to 16 abs. Thank you, Bree, for trying to count them.
He counted some. He got distracted. I understand. I haven't been able to do all the counts.
No, just getting lost in it. It's a lot of him working out. It's really emphasizing that he is a fit boy.
He's a fit boy. He plays sports. Oh my gosh, yeah. Then you said the women moving in. Chelsea says, we're here at the Mateau, like a chateau. And I just love her. Also her fashion in this like move-in sequence. She's wearing that like big white oversized puffy coat. It's not puffy, it's like just like a sheep's lamb's wool kind of like a white teddy bear jacket.
Cute.
She's so cool. Like I just see her and I'm like, look at you, like not wearing something that's like, oh, I'm gonna flatter my curves this way. Like she's just like, this is a fashion, this is an outfit.
Yeah, I'm really loving the fashion of the girls. I clocked a couple outfits.
I like a fall fashion, so this is really getting all the spots, but they're bringing it really. And then MJ, we see MJ later in like a khaki puffer. I don't need to jump ahead. I'm just really excited. MJ looks really good.
I know, she's so stunning, and we'll get into her on the group date too, because I think she chose like the best wedding dress of gals.
Great. Okay, we get a quote from Kayla that I think is really funny. She says, yeah, if I don't go on a date with Matt and I get sent home, I will always wonder, and it will kill me. I was like, overthinking kills me too, girl. Yeah. It's very, very relatable.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel so bad for the girls that never get an opportunity to talk to the Bachelor or the boys that don't get to talk to the Bachelorette, because you don't really have an opportunity to show who you are. So it's hard when they just eliminate you and reject you for whatever random reason, like production just didn't find you appealing, but maybe you are actually a really good match.
Yeah, well, the production's like, oh, we don't have any like trauma to mine out of you and get viewership and sad stories to tell. So
you lived a normal life? That's not gonna bode well.
Or your parents are divorced, too bad. So crazy. And then we get Chris Harrison coming in, And he's like, where's my girl Abigail? And she's like, just so cute, and like tucked away in the corner. And Victoria goes, oh, she got the first impression rose and the first
kiss.
So I think, are we overwriting Alana's history? Like Alana with the noodle kiss, the cold noodle.
Yeah.
Is she not telling anybody that there was a kiss to be had? Are we not counting it because it's non-consensual? Because that also makes sense.
It wasn't his choice to kiss her. And Victoria wasn't there when Alana kissed him. She was the last entrance. I mean, maybe she was before it, but maybe she
I hope she wasn't there when he kissed Abigail either, like just fly on the wall.
She's like,
I'm Cinderella.
He kissed her. I'm just here for Matt.
He's such a prize.
I know. She says that one more freaking time. That's all she's got. She's got her couple lines.
Also, let's talk about Nemacola Scola. Like, I had a note to myself to research Nemacolin and like see how many hotel rooms they have. Like, the system feels like it's maybe like Disney World. They have like 20 separate hotels on one property. So like Matt has his one hotel. They have the rose ceremony hotel. They have the girls' room hotel. Like, how incredible.
The chateau is, I mean, the Matto is.
It's a Matto.
It's ginormous. I mean, how that property is how many acres? I mean, it's like endless. It's
like
perfect
30 square miles or something.
Yeah.
Gigantic.
It's perfect for what they're trying to do in COVID times.
Yeah, and I imagine too, like, production's very happy when they stitch together teasers. Like, they don't have to be like, oh, well, this teaser came from Bora Bora and this teaser came from, they can just be like, here's a bunch of shit happening in Nemacola Scola.
I want to comment on Daddy Chris coming in looking like a camp counselor.
He is so like chipper.
All right, girls, what's on the docket for today? He comes in, the way he talks to the girls, it's like he's like he's just fully in dad mode, like, let me get my little chickens in a row and who's going on a solo date.
And look at you, cutie Abigail, you got the first impression rose. Like, he is. I love the format switch up just because I feel like it's like reinvigorated Chris Harrison, or they like changed up his medication or something. I'm enjoying him so much.
Yeah, it could be that the lack of social interaction in his everyday life, that when he's here, he's like, people, oh my God.
Well, his son went to college, so he's not there to hang out with him at home anymore. So it's just
he's got to look after his new sorority.
They threw around sorority as a term. Like, I know that had to be said off camera somewhere, and they were just like, this is us, like Gamma Gamma Matt James. Like,
yeah. Bachelor, Bachelorette.
Almost paradise.
Yeah, they were very into the sorority thing because Victoria was pressed about it. She's like, I'm not here to join a sorority. I'm here to find love.
And it's like, girl, if I was in that situation, I absolutely would be there to join the sorority.
Yeah.
Like, the amount of time you have to spend with those women.
Make friends.
You see her later, like, we're skipping past Bree's first date, but they like go back to the house, and Victoria is openly just talking shit to her producer because she has no friends already. They moved into that house today, right? Like,
yeah, it's going to be a very lonely time if you continue to stick around because you're the villain. Like, you need to have at least one henchman, one friend, like,
even Donald Trump has followers, you know?
Yeah. We've seen in previous seasons girls throw themselves under the bus for another friend. They're like, well, she just loves you so much, so I just feel like she deserves an opportunity. I'm gonna go home.
Yeah, well, maybe not even throwing each other under the bus, literally just like, I'm proud of you and happy for your connection.
Yeah, yeah.
Just
Well, I mean, that's
like soft girls supporting soft girl.
yeah, well, it's like that's the importance of making friends sometimes, is even if you're there for love, if you become such good friends with a girl, she'll potentially just go, I need to go home because my friend loves you so much and I can't hurt her.
It's, yeah, these women that say they're not here to make friends, please. I'm only here to make friends.
It's a bad tactic, honey.
And also, you're trying to gain followers on Instagram, so maybe let's try to be a little likable.
Likeable. I mean, unless, yeah, if there are villains who get a lot of followers and a lot of
Corinne, I would say it was our villain. I don't know if she was painted as a villain. I think they tried to put
I liked her.
Taylor in the villain role. I mean, I liked Corinne too.
She was
Like,
nuts.
but she also sucks. Like, at least we have Victoria now who just like openly, fully sucks.
Yeah.
There's no redeeming quality about her.
She's
So I guess I'm happy about it. We get back to Bree. Sammie, we called it. First
We
out of
called
the limo, first rose at the ceremony,
first date.
first date. She's our girl at first. Even the women on the couch were like, oh yeah, you know, it makes sense because like she was first out of the limo and she got the first rose. They all get it too. And I think Matt says something really funny. He's like, I'm just nervous because like I haven't been on a date in so long, which seems like, oh yeah, we've been in a pandemic and like people kind of don't really date anyway. Like I think Bree is like a wonderful choice.
Yeah, and I think we see them have a lot of fun together. I love the girls back at the Mateo just driving themselves insane trying to figure out why girls are getting chosen and like try to crack the algorithm.
Yeah, home like, okay, a producer said Morse code 225 2020. I don't even know how Morse code works. I'm throwing out
that means Sarah.
yeah.
Like they're just sitting there creating like math problems and going insane.
What else are you gonna do in that stupid moment though, right? Like, what else can you do?
We have Bree on her date. They go on the ATVs. Victoria's like, she's not very good at it.
Can we talk about her sweater crossbody?
Hmm.
So instead of wearing like a preppy around the neck, she does like a black sweater tied crossbody. And I've never seen that. And I like it. Do I copy it? Like, is this a thing? I'm into it.
I'm a fan of the no sleeve turtleneck coming back.
Oh yeah. Also, I think she was braless, which was like doing it for me very much. Like that shot of her on the ATV. I was like, date it, Bree. This is a very hot date for you.
She knows what she's doing.
She's sad. She goes, she's not very good at it. And she looks at the other women for like a laugh.
And they're like,
Nooching tin from the ladies. They hate her.
Like, there's
her nooch.
Yeah, she's first of all just like hating on another girl again. Her insecurities are real loud.
Don't they have a therapist on site? Can they just like
how did she pass the psych
give
test?
Her to Victoria?
Yeah.
Sorry, Matt, you don't get any help.
Man, yeah. So she's a nightmare already, and yeah. So then they ride off on the ATVs, and Bree eventually ends up on Matt's ATV.
I felt for her, so they kept doing these shots of like Matt crazy doing like the loop, and then paces behind is Bree. That's me. Like, I'm not a cool adventure girl. Like, if you gave me my own ATV, I would be like, see you at the end because I'm a safety queen. Like, I would be so scared. And so when she was like, can I get on there with you? I was like, yeah, that's exactly my move, because hell no. But then he totally, so funny.
So I believe that he capsizes it on accident. I believe that. What I don't believe is this hard edit and them embraced. Like they fell intertwined and holding each other. I was
even when we have bad times, it's romance, because this is The Bachelor, and on an ATV is the perfect place to fall in love. Yeah. I just felt that for her. She was like, yeah, let me get on the car with you, or an ATV with you.
Which is also a strategic move, getting closer physically, like,
Yes. Please protect me, Maddie Daddy.
yeah, you're a big, strong man and you know what you're doing. And yeah.
And then he flips the ATV.
Does he know what he's doing?
It was fun though, because they got to like kind of tease each other. She was like, oh my God, I trusted you.
Yeah, and they're throwing mud at each other. And then he has like a cute moment where he apologizes to her mom and is like, from this point on, I'll take better care of her.
I found that to be just like slightly triggering to the patriarchy. Like, my job as a man to keep her safe, which, like, yeah, any mom, that is true. And I mean, he's not incorrect. Any mom is going to want their daughter to date someone that's going to keep them safe. But I was just like, why do we got to bring in like the roles? I don't know. I just felt like it felt very gender.
Yeah.
And I didn't like that.
It would have been super funny. Yeah, it would have been funny if Bree hopped in next and did a confessional and said, I'm so sorry, Matt James' mama. I'll take better care of him in the future too.
I distracted him and he crashed his ATV. I won't be so hot in my braless turtleneck tank. Oh, he also, when he's referring to Bree's mom, he goes, Miss Bree, Bree's mom. And
Miss Bree.
Bree. He's like, I know she's not married and I don't know Bree's last name. So, Miss Bree.
Miss Bree. So they have like a hot tub date out in the middle of the woods. And he goes, this is a wood-fired hot tub. And proceeds to go shirtless
Before he
again.
even says anything, he just starts taking off his shirt.
You know, he's like, is this cool? Just like,
sex appeal is very important. You want to have that sexual chemistry.
Absolutely.
He has to count his abs for us.
Yeah. And then he begins to chop wood for all of us shirtless, which there are Instagram accounts dedicated to shirtless men in the woods.
I didn't know we had Lumber Daddy Instagrams.
Absolutely. There's one of, I'll have to find it, but there's one that my friend Brooke shared with me where it's a man and his wolf, and it's him working out in the woods. Yeah, he's got a wolf. A wolf. He's got a real wolf, and he's out there just like working out in the woods, and randomly he'll just be chopping wood shirtless, and that's the whole account, and people just love him.
Great. Easy. I get all my political advice from a male stripper in Georgia. So I understand. Same thing.
Another beautiful man.
So Bree and Matt had like a funny chat in the hot tub. He like tried to make a joke and then he was just like, I can't even joke. I just feel so bad.
And I think there's just a lot of sexual chemistry between them. I mean, there just seems to be a really good spark there. So even when they're not really getting into any kind of deep talk, it just seems like they innately have good chemistry.
Yeah, there's like good tension there.
Mm-hmm.
He does this funny thing, so she gets a kiss from him. Which I am noticing this episode, all these women are saying either to the camera or to Matt James that they want to kiss. Yeah. So like it's nice, consensual. Like I'm open to a kiss if he would kiss me. Mm-hmm. And he does this face of like laughing and joking, and then he gets all like sexy. He like comes in for the kiss. I was like, oh.
Yeah, the best.
I'm mostly a lesbian when men make that face to me. I'm like, oh fuck. They want to kiss me.
Yeah, he does this like smolder look, and then he's like,
it's like his internal dialogue is like, am I gonna kiss her? And he's just like so in his face trying to figure that out. Hot.
And he comes in open mouthed a lot, which is,
and he keeps kissing with his eyes open. I saw a lot of tweets about Matt kissing with his eyes open.
He's probably just so in his head.
Yeah, he's like, am I doing this right?
This is how you kiss a girl.
Is my camera angle good?
Oh, so they're very cute, and I think we flash back to the girls back at the mansion.
Yeah, Victoria chatting with her only friend, her producer.
Yeah, it's just complaining more and being like, all of these girls are fake.
These bitches, that bitch right there. I love that she's just openly, there's a girl walking like 2 paces away from her, and she's like, that bitch over there, da 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 da. I was like, oh, she is literally not here.
She's not here to make friends. I mean, this is the girl that has made it so clear without uttering those words.
My name is the queen, and I'm here to make it clear.
Yeah. I know you love me, baby. That's why you brought me here.
No, we don't, bitch.
Yeah, she's just problematic is the nicest way.
And we keep getting pieces of her. Like, we can be like, oh, Brie and Matt are so cute on their date, and then we have to go back to the mansion. And
and it's all her. It's all her creating drama. The girls seem to be really kind of grounded and mature, and
they're giving Victoria so much grace. They're like, she's made it very clear that she's not here to make friends, and it's really not her kind of environment. But really inside, they're like, this absolute nightmare of a woman I have to spend time with. They're like being very great the way they talk shit about her, and I'm like, good job, you guys, but give yourself an hour.
They are absolute pageant queens, the way that they approach conflict. They're very just like, I would love for us to get to know each other more so that we can have a more understanding while we live together.
I wouldn't even say that's pageant. I feel like they're bringing the rational thought, like, it's just like angry, chaotic, horrible energy, like gross, dirty energy.
She will fight with anything. Yeah. I mean, if I were in this house, I would absolutely avoid her like the plague, because anything you say to her, she starts twisting things and
not even to her, you just say around her.
Ugh, I wouldn't have anything to do with her. I would avoid her completely, so she would keep my name out her damn mouth.
Like, you can't. Like, I'm looking at these women trying to like be above it and be smart and be good representations of themselves on TV, and like
you can't with
they're having such a hard time. But then we get back to Brie and we get to talk about her upbringing, and I just have to say, this conversation that they had on their night portion of the date was so nice. Like, we often get in the show, like in the bachelor world, you get more kind of this weird clout if you have parents that are still married, or like they always say, like, oh, my parents have been married for such and such years, they're such a great example to me, I know what I'm looking for because they're so great. And because Matt James comes from a divorced family, and Brie also, like, this, I think, lets these women be way more vulnerable and open with stuff, because they're not going to be like, oh, you're going to think I'm stupid, or oh, you think this reflects badly on me. Like, they're like, you have come from trouble. Matt has like come from what the Bachelor world says is a bad upbringing, right? Like, that's kind of their connotation normally. And I'm so grateful we get that. Like, Brie gets to open up about her family. They get to talk about the weird things people say to them about their dads. Like, I loved every minute of this conversation.
I think it was a really powerful conversation between the two of them, where they really were connecting on multiple levels because they have a shared past in a way.
Yeah. I grew up with my dad, like a part of the family and whatever, but like with Nikki, our friend Nikki, whose dad passed away, like, I remember he posted something on International Women's Day, like this long gushing, beautiful dedication to his mom, because it was a day to celebrate women. And someone was like, well, you know what about your dad? We love your dad too. And it's like, A, this is not the day. B, fuck off. And C, fuck off.
Yeah, it's not like, how dare you censor how I want to celebrate people, and I don't have to celebrate everybody.
This person over here doesn't mean I'm not lifting her up by putting my dad down.
Yeah.
And so I love that they both were like, yeah, we had so many times where people were like, but you love your dad too, right? And it's like, no, it's actually kind of more nuanced than that. Like, he's actually hurt me a lot and made my life a little more difficult, and I'm missing out on so many things because of that. And I just, like, hopefully people stop to saying weird things to other people about their parents.
And what I've learned is that people do not know the right thing to say most of the time and end up putting their foot in their mouth often.
Yeah.
And so sometimes when you don't know the right thing to say, just don't say anything and just offer support to somebody. Just be nice.
Yeah, just be like, I think like the perfect thing, like if Bree was to open up to me about that, I would be like, my dad was in the picture the whole time, so I don't know what that's about, but I'm here for you. I want to listen and I want to get it right, like
I want to hear more about your experience,
yeah,
and validate it, because that is her experience to share and his experience to share. So I think they both had a lot of validation between
yeah.
the two of them.
Well, and the nice thing is like now we get to watch this as viewers. We get to see like what does this look like, when your life isn't picture perfect.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
still there's so much good stuff. Like Bachelor, you're so worthy of love, even if your parents aren't married and together, and you don't have like what you think is like the prime example. Like it was, I'm so glad they showcased that, and I feel like they did a really good job.
Yeah, like I think to expand on that, like we tend to recreate our primary relationship examples, and typically we're unaware of it. We'll attract the same type of person that one of our parents was. We'll take on the role the other parent was. And so I think that's where that logic comes from, that if you come from a broken home or divorced parents, it means, oh, well, you're just going to get divorced and you're just going to continue that cycle. But they both seem really aware, like very aware of their parents' faults, and that they don't want to continue that dynamic. And so I think that's something to celebrate, is when people are very aware of what they come from, and creating new healthy dynamics moving forward.
Yeah, well, and they're also like, this has given them an opportunity to both know what they want. They're both like, yeah, I towards my friends with big ass families because I thought that's what this should look like. And I think that is because of social and like pop culture representation of families. So hats off, thank you to The Bachelor for showing us.
It's the nuclear family. It's the 2.5 kids, white picket fence, male, female.
We can come from different things and still be worthy of love and all the good stuff. Oh, and then guess what? We get to go back to the mansion and see the women. I keep saying the mansion, but it's not. It's one of the hotels of the cult Nancy Cola School.
It's the Meadow.
The Meadow, back at the Meadow.
Oh, is this where they're it's the fireworks and the girls are like, they're probably like making out right now. This is so romantic.
We're like, well, we know she got a rose, which is hilarious because can you imagine? Like, Bree, I'm gonna send you home, and then it's just Matt James watching fireworks. She
comes back and the fireworks show is still going, and they're like, oh, they still that's kind of rude.
I'm laughing so hard because there's so much tie-dye in this house. Like
Victoria's got a duel.
A couple girls in like their sweat sets too. And it's nice. It's like full pandemic realness. I'm loving.
All the girls look so cozy, like comfy cozy.
We've all realized how to do comfy cozy. But I also, in this segment, when we go back, Serena C looks at Victoria and goes, "You're getting really upset." Like, this is when I think they're being really graceful. They're like, "Why are you mad?" Oh, yeah, you're getting really upset.
Yeah.
Like,
not gonna none of us are upset. You're upset.
Have you ever also like fought with someone that is just so unfair? Like, there are people that understand how to fight. Like, you let people have their peace, you listen, and then you go back and forth. But have you ever had a fight with someone that is just a manipulative, crazy nightmare like Victoria? Because I had a person like this that I was friends with growing up, and watching Victoria interact this way with these women is bringing me back to this moment with this girl in high school where you don't feel like you can win because all she does is like talk over you, and just like, I hate her so much.
I know, she's so triggering. I've definitely had people like that in my life that are no longer in my life, because I will not stand for that. Because at some point, what are we fighting about? like, what is the resolution that we're moving to?
Exactly. The resolution should always be at the forefront of your mind. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not beefing with you to beef. I'm beefing with you so we can get everything out on the table and move forward. And she's beefing with people to beef.
She just wants to beef. And so it's like, this is really unproductive. What are you trying to convince me that I shouldn't be happy for somebody? Like,
Yeah.
okay.
She's like, see, I was right. You guys are doing the same thing. And it's like, who cares?
Why does it matter? Why do you have to be right? I mean, it's just complete narcissistic behavior.
It's
from
like
her.
very, very insecure narcissism.
Unaware, like I wrote, do not be a Victoria. She is selfish, completely and painfully unaware of herself, and always a victim.
Yeah, always a victim. We can get into her thinking that Marilyn is bullying her at the rose ceremony. I got a lot of things to say.
There's a lot.
But meanwhile, now we get to go on a really fun, crazy ass group date. Our first group date of Matt James season.
So I think that this group date should have happened later in the season when there was more like aggression to work out. But
I don't know. We have a voiceover from some women, I don't know who it's connected to, saying, I would kill a bitch for Matt. So I think we have enough aggression in this episode. I think we're here. We're good.
It's funny. There are a lot of moments. I hope it's the same girl that said that she was on the literal brink of mental ruin last week. I hope it's the same girl.
She's my favorite narrator. Whoever she is excellent.
I mean, it's just all these exaggerations are great. I'm like, please don't kill that girl. I don't think he's looking for that kind of
I hope he's not looking for a murderous woman. Like, but we don't know.
Yeah, this date was kind of unfair that there were some girls who got to take cute pictures with him and other girls had to watch, and then they go, time's up, time to get your asses out there. We're going to do a weird paintball kind of.
Yeah, did Chris Harrison have like a massive shit or something? Like, I feel like they were supposed to do one photo shoot with one girl. Like Yesenia was supposed to get her shoot, and then we're supposed to be like, book your date and mix it up. And he was just
like 6 of the 18 girls went on this date. 18. How is
also like a nightmare? They're like, here's a bunch of wedding dresses for all you girls that are different sizes, and you have 10 minutes to style yourself. I know that's not the point of the date and we're supposed to just like be happy and cheerful, but like that would put me in a tailspin.
I'd be like, I don't know what to wear.
I'd be like, what dresses look my best? Like,
oh my God, I have to put on a wedding dress.
Who's not James? I don't care. Do you like this gown or this gown?
Somebody help. Just show up looking like a wreck.
I'm just in my tie-dye sweats like, I didn't pick a dress.
I figured this is what I'm going to just get married in. I'm just going to be me. I wanted to stand out.
And then we also have Franco, who we are talking about, Bachelor Nation's beloved photographer. And like, I love him. So I'm not saying that's not true, but have we seen Franco before Tayshia's season? Like we saw him in the cutoff jorts in Tayshia's season, but I've never seen this fabulous photographer ever in my life before that.
I think he's been around for a while. I think we've had other photo shoot dates, but was it him? I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
I have
How
a
can you forget such a wonderful man like Franco?
I have a feeling he hadn't been around in a while, or he was on Paradise in a few, like he always is doing photo shoot type dates where it's like,
yeah, they love this like wedding trope where like a photo shoot date.
Oh yeah, and it's usually a solo date that they do this with.
Yeah, which I think that date would kind of be my nightmare. As I said, I would just panic trying to style myself in a dress.
I would panic at the thought of like, oh God, this is real. I don't even know this person, and now I'm gonna have
like a Sarah Jessica Parker, Carrie breaking out in hives moment.
Yeah, I would leave.
Like, I'm actually not here for the right reasons. This polyester dress is stressing me out.
You guys don't have the type of dress that I would be wearing. You only have Panina Tournaise, and I don't want to wear that.
I quit.
I'm done. So I don't know. I love Franco. He's so fabulous. I love the whole time he's like, you guys are going to take pictures with my future husband, my husband to be.
Yes, I'm like, yay, we did some like flamboyancy, we did some good gayness.
In the pink suit, like he's
Oh yeah.
ready.
This is also before the ladies change into their dress. This is where we see MJ in her beautiful rainy day look. She's wearing that khaki puffer, also not fitted, also so fashion. She's doing this whole night, day and night look. She does a whole taupe head to toe.
She's a style icon. I think her wedding dress was my favorite because it just really flattered her. She had this like halter.
Oh yeah, she had the halter one.
Yeah, it just really looked so good on her. And all the other girls did the like super blinged out wedding dresses and
yeah.
I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah, so Victoria shows up earlier in her wedding dress with her black ass bra hanging out of
Take
the whole
off
thing.
your bra. Take it off. I got big titties and I hate bras. I never wear bras, especially in a gown. And we see the sighting of a black bra twice in 2 outfits at least.
In 2 outfits. And one that she even prepared. So the fact that you prepared that outfit and still had the damn bra hanging out was just, she just looked ultra trashy. I just hated.
Like, you're on television. If you want that designer to repost you in that cute ruche dress, you need to put your fucking bra away. Wear bandies on your nips and put your bra away.
Yeah. Just, you know,
I also wonder, is she like, I'm gonna go on The Bachelor and I'm gonna look like shit
constantly. I've not liked a single outfit she's wearing. Maybe the tie-dye.
I like her. I'm wearing currently purple sweatpants that I probably will tie-dye, and so I can't talk shit on her tie-dye.
No, that was maybe the only thing that I've liked.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can find those things anywhere. So
put your bra away.
Put your damn bra away. I
burn it. Light it on fire and burn it.
Everything has just been a weird boot. I hated everything she's worn except for the sweat outfit.
That's because we couldn't see her bra.
Yeah.
Okay, so you liked MJ's dress. What kind of dress would you pick? Kind of more of like a structured, like what kind of dress would you pick in a 10-minute rush? And would you wear your black bra?
I would take my damn black bra off. I would wear, I think my vision of a wedding dress changes all the time, but I would look for something that's kind of a sweetheart that goes off the shoulder, just maybe even just one strap, but then ball gown, I think. But just very simple. Like, I don't.
Very simple daytime ball gown.
Because that looks great with a red rose. Like, just a simple white, maybe string of pearls, and then a really nice. Yeah, just a very classic looking.
Yeah. I do like the off the shoulder look. I like this thing. I'll just keep talking about how Chelsea's so beautiful. Every look she has on, she just looks like she could absolutely be naked, but she happens to be draped in this gorgeous garment. That is what I would like. Yeah. I just want to look like Chelsea all the time.
Yeah, she's cool. We have a couple style icons, I think.
Yeah. Okay, then we get Daddy Harrison. He says, fuck yo day.
I'm taking over.
Franco and Chris, even though Franco's like, Matt James is my husband, Franco and Chris have excellent chemistry.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean,
like, they did the same line of coke before they got on camera, and I'm happy about it.
They shared.
Matt James asshole, I hope. Maybe that's how Victoria gets this mysterious pink eye.
And so Chris just hijacks the date. Camp counselor comes in and goes, "We're gonna do a paint fight in your wedding dresses."
Capture the heart. This was always the best in PE in middle school, and they were like, "We don't have anything planned. We're playing capture the flag because I would just sit in the field with my friends and we'd sing musicals. I'd be bad at this stage."
Yeah, like what? I'm good.
I don't need to run around. Luckily, they give all those girls shoes. They have like a clip of them walking down into the forest in heels. And I'm just like, oh, that's a liability. That's an ankle snap. We need a medic.
Got these girls in high heels in the forest. No thanks.
No,
we want them to tackle each other.
They gave them all tennis shoes. But I would say, even though I don't like doing manual labor, this date did look pretty fun.
I think I would have had fun with it.
Yeah.
I would have been hyper competitive. I would have been the Mari who's like, I will take on every bitch in this house.
I'm not letting this go. There are 6 women on top of me and I don't care.
Yeah, I won't
Was
lose.
the real MVP.
Yeah, she was great. She was the most valued bride, the
Yeah,
MVP.
most valuable bride.
And so
Yeah.
Our red team wins. They capture the yellow heart. MJ is the one that scores for the.
Yes, they have. But I feel so bad for Mari because she's like getting fully attacked, and they're like, and there's MJ just alone with the heart running. No one's even paying attention. They also can't trust the women at the end. And Kristen, our lawyer that likes wet ass pussy, has her hair in a shower cap, and girl, I love it. She's like, this is not easy. Black hair is not easy. This is not fun. You're not.
You can't just
paint.
Yeah.
Or wet anything in my hair.
Yeah. Especially if there's any type of chemicals or anything in that hair, you will ruin it.
Yeah. I like that she was like, I'm not cool enough to not wear a shower cap. You weren't fucking with my hair.
Yeah. I would love to look beautiful on my date later.
Wait, can we also get like the gif of all gifs is Franco in his pink suit and his furry coat running around in the forest amidst the chaos?
Taking photos, and Matt goes, what is he taking? Matt's like, what is he even taking photos? He's our ref.
Yeah. Oh, and then they also scan over to the ref, which is just, what is his name? Johnny? I never remember his name. He's like the main security guy. We've seen him on, TV lots of times as like security. Like he had to escort Chad out when Chad was getting aggro.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Frankie.
Oh, that sounds right, Frankie.
Yeah. Frankie's
and then
sleeping in his chair. The producers are just like, this is camp. We don't give a shit.
Yeah, that's the stuff I live for. Those shots of where's our ref sleeping, and there's like girls pummeling each other.
Oh, the best part about the date that we have not talked about that I think needs to be remembered forever is Chris yelling out, "Guard and protect your heart." The show doesn't care. They're self-referential. They're making fun of themselves. They're making fun of all the dumb things. For people that don't know, Casey was on Allie's season of The Bachelorette. He was like a musician. I feel like this was like the biggest not here for the right reasons move that we had in the shows. And he like left the show and got a tattoo during production. And he was like, "Allie, I got this for you. It's really important for me to guard and protect your heart." And it said,
I remember that.
"Guard and protect your heart." He also went on to be on Bachelor Pad, and he dated Vienna. So this guy was just all around a very interesting Bachelor world player. But I thank God Chris is never going to guard and forget your heart.
Yeah, just forget it.
Guard and forget it. Who cares? So good. Oh, also Rachel lost her blue contacts. Rachel starts this date with blue eyes, ends the capture the flag with brown eyes. So
she probably
someone punched those out.
Yeah, she probably went, "Oh, there's gonna be paint. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I take those out. Smart.
I take my good lashes off and my blue contacts."
Exactly. And listen, I'm a girl with natural blue gray eyes, but I've never understood. Tell me something. What's up with the fake contacts?
I think that there are some people who love blue eyes. Blue eyes do get fetishized because they are rare. They're recessive, gal.
Yeah, the most recessive eyes.
So when you are a white gal, you go, "I'm gonna give me some blue eyes because everybody seems to love these blue eyes."
But it's just like, I know I can meet you day one and look into your face and go, those are fake eyes. You can dye your hair and I can maybe question if that's natural. I don't think that matters. Everyone knows that the hair is not natural. But like, I know that's not real. You look dumb.
You can see around the iris that there's a very dark brown.
Well, you can also see they like print on the blues because you can't tint brown eyes to be blue.
They just,
I don't like
they're
it. I
kind
like
of
Rachel, but I
weird.
think her choice of eyes is stupid.
I always wanted the cat eye.
Oh, but yeah, that date looked crazy. They do a champagne spray, which as a girl who don't do sports, I was jealous. I want to do a champagne spray. That looks so fun. Just like the whole group would be like, yeah, bitches, we win. Whooping it up. And then the other girls crying. I'd be pissed if I did manual labor and then had to go home and
I
shower.
would be, especially a group date. I mean, if I were Mari and didn't get to go on the date, I would have been.
That would have been a travesty. Such a missed opportunity.
I mean, Rachel even says, like, I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it didn't really matter.
I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't really matter.
And she goes, I guess Mari just did better than me.
Mari got fucking attacked by multiple women.
Next time get tackled by 6 women and then talk. Oh, you tried your best? Yeah, well, it wasn't good enough.
I also have my next note is that we go to the nighttime look, and I said, loving the nighttime looks, ladies. I misspelled ladies.
Like labias. Ladies.
Loving those nighttime looks, you ladies.
You bunch of ladies. I did not like Victoria's look. Surprise, surprise. I thought that looked cheap.
Trash.
Just terrible. Again, I'm sure her bra is hanging out, but it is a black dress now, but it just looked like ill-fitting and terrible.
Yeah. I also didn't love Kit's look. I think she was wearing like a trench coat dress, like one of those like the double-breasted things.
I didn't
but it had like a puffy sleeve, so it was like cute. And then she was wearing tights, and I caught kind of like a waiter vibe from her.
Yeah.
And I know she can do better. She's Cynthia Rowley's daughter. She needs to style herself like the fashion entrepreneur she is.
Yeah.
Preneur. She's a preneur.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure your mama packed a bunch of outfits for you.
Are you putting them together in the right way? No.
Get those Instagram followers, girl.
I mean, I know there are lots of people that I'm sure really like her styling. I'm more of a Chelsea MJ girl myself.
Oh, I just love everything MJ wears.
Yeah, anything MJ says, does, wears. Chelsea, same.
So we have the first girl that gets pulled aside.
Lauren!
Yeah.
She's our other lawyer. So she's our Miami lawyer who's in the fold on night 1. There's not one pore on her face.
No, just absolutely stunning. And they connect on.
Like, I feel calm just looking at her.
Yeah,
like
they seem to connect on like the religious spiritual level. They both want a heavily Christ to be a part of their relationship. They just connect on that, and she hits the nail on the head of what he's looking for as well. And they have like a really nice connection. And of course she gets the group date rose.
Yay. He also has been doing this really nice thing. Like, so did he do this with Lauren? Oh, he did this with Yesenia. So like after he talks to Lauren, which was just she killed it. I also have a dad who told me to marry a religious man, and I'm not going to, but I'm happy that she wants to, and Matt wants to be that person for her. They're really connected. But then he talks to Yesenia, and they have a really good chat, and he starts to do this really good thing that he perpetuates through the rest of the episode, where he asks them what he can do for them to make them feel better. And I was like, oh, you're my favorite Bachelor.
That's
all you have to do is make it personal. All you have to do is make it about me. Like, don't be like Ari and just say, I love that to everything.
He was so boring. But that's like, it's such a coach thing to say, like, how can I support you? Or what can I do to make this experience better for you? I mean, it's just a really nice like feedback. Oh yeah.
And I think it makes the women feel really good. They're like, oh, he actually is like taking a second to consider what I would want and like how I'm feeling and what he can do moving forward to make me feel better. Yesenia, I mean, she does, I think she's killing it in this moment, but also she was like, well, a kiss would be nice. And I would be like, okay, so I'm going to need you to see me every day, come knock on my door and leave me notes. Like, oh, you want to know what's going to make me feel comfortable?
And I'll go into Abigail later when we get into her, but very much like her approach where she's like, can we just have like a secret sign language so you know that I'm like sending you kisses?
It's a Carol Burnett tug of the ear.
Yeah, just like that's very sweet. So I would probably be like you, where it's like, I need you to tell me every day just how you're feeling so that I'm not blindsided at a rose ceremony when you cut me and I go, what happened? I thought we were gonna
Please I thought you were gonna tell me if you've lost interest.
Yeah, like I'm okay with production having their, big moment, but just for my sake, like I would appreciate a heads up if
we don't like a blind side. Yeah,
like if ever you're connecting with other people more or you need more from me, like tell me, like, because I can't fix it if I don't know.
Yeah, and then we get into that weird thing with Matt and his man responsibilities. Which, like, I get what he's saying. I totally get what he's saying. Of course, in a relationship, you want to protect someone. You want to make them feel safe. But, like, let's not just tout it because you're a man. I would want my girlfriend to make me feel all of those same things. That's just general being nice in a relationship, being a good partner. I don't think that has to do with your gender or your role.
So, yeah, it would have been nice if he said, I would like that to be reciprocated to me.
Yeah, like this is how I like that. I don't know. I just like.
Yeah, this is the type of relationship that I want to be in, but I would also want whoever I give that, like, if you're a protected person or you want to offer security to whoever you're with, I think you're seeking that as well. So say that. Like,
let's not push it on to all of men, like we don't need, I know the show is very like old school, but like, let's just be a little kinder to our other genders, our other sexualities, other things. Didn't love that, but I still love Matt James.
Yeah. And I'm sure production's like, we need you to push this narrative now. Yeah. And it's also a religious man, so they're kind of a little archaic.
Yeah. Oh, and then we get we just hate her.
Well,
someone was like, her producer, her only friend was like, you need to show Matt some vulnerability because he fucking hates you.
Yeah.
We didn't even talk about it, but on their daytime group date, when she's like, royal wedding, queen, 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 my turn, can I kiss you? Like, he looks so mad. He did he was a really good actor tonight on the night portion of the date. But
the night portion, he handled her a lot better.
I was like, why are you being so nice to her?
I would have laughed out loud at her going, just sometimes I'm like really insecure and like, I know I just like portray myself to be this really confident girl, but I get insecure sometimes. And I was like, duh, you're not having it. That's not
anyone who's been to one therapy appointment knows that you're not secure.
We can see it from a mile away that you are not secure in who you are and you're desperately trying to
make everyone feel like shit too.
Yeah, that's really what it is, because it makes you feel better. It's narcissistic tactics. So he's like, can I walk you back in? And she goes, yeah, but I want to kiss first. And he looks like a convincing actor in this where he kisses her, but she's going, like, she looks like she's trying to pull away from him. They kiss 3 times, and on the third one, when she's walking away, she's like she looks disgusted.
Yeah. So like, what are you doing if he's such a prize?
I know. I think
why are you pulling away from such a prize?
She looks so insanely uncomfortable and borderline disgusted
Are you
by.
saying she might not be here for the right reason, Sammie?
I'm slightly suggesting, yeah. I mean, now that we see that she has a little Easter egg Trump flag in her post,
It's a Trump Easter egg.
yeah, it's like she might be a little racist. Like, I would not be surprised if
No.
your girl was not attracted to her boy
She
for
just wants this to be on TV.
TV.
Tiva?
Yeah, I mean, she's definitely playing a character very hard. So it wouldn't surprise me that, yeah, she's just really actually doesn't like him at all and is just trying to get as much TV time as possible for what ends, who knows? Like, what
It's
are
so
you trying to
confusing
sell,
because you think if you're trying to get a bunch of TV time, you'd like try to put on a nice face of makeup.
Yeah. Oh, it's bad.
It's bad. Or put your fucking bra away.
I mean, it's like what she epitomizes, like bad publicity is still publicity. But really
Truly.
hitting that Valley Girl talk hard. Is she even from California?
I don't think so.
That's
I
what's
mean,
so
her
weird to me.
Chiron says Los Angeles, but she sounds I don't want to claim her as a California.
Can't. I truly can't claim her. But yeah, that Valley Girl accent is thick. Like,
Bad.
it's really bad. I talk like that to make fun of people.
I talk like that probably on my own. I speak like that to the dogs. I do love to like get a little vocal fry.
Yeah.
Vocal fry.
When I get upset, I'll go, "Oh my God,
excuse me, bitches."
the queen's hot."
Also, I mean, she's so me because I think Victoria is the worst parts of all of me. Like every time I touch my hair now, I'm like, oh my God, no. And every time, like they're just, every time I see bitches, I'm like, don't do that. Like hating Victoria has me turning it right back around on me, and I am mad at her for making me feel this way.
Well, I mean, it very much is that old adage where they say usually when you dislike someone, it's because of the similarities and the unresolved parts within yourself.
Yeah, I feel that very deeply. Here I am touching my hair again. Fuck you, Victoria.
I'll never apologize for touching my luscious locks. Matt, I need to tell you something.
Matt.
And then yeah, when Lauren gets the rose, she's like, what do you think she said that made him pick her?
Someone said, I'm so confused because I didn't see who said it, but she's obviously very plucked. Like Lauren comes back with the rose and Victoria is plucked. In my notes I said Victoria's plucked, but who cares?
Yeah.
But someone says like, oh, did you expect that? Like some voice says like, oh, did you expect to get that rose? And she was like, I really opened up to him and I showed him all the deepest parts of how I think I'm fat.
Yeah. Oh, when she goes, I just don't know like what dress to wear and if I'm gonna look fat. And I was like, are we just like fat shaming now? Like, what kind of body dysmorphia are you trying to broadcast to the world?
And also, no kind of dress that you pick is going to cover that up because you're ugly on the inside.
Yeah. And it makes us
ugly on the inside.
Yeah. It makes us not like you. I don't care what, you can rap.
She could look like Chelsea and have this kind of attitude, and I would not stand her so hard.
I would hate her. Yeah. I mean, it's what? It's wrapping shit in tin foil and making it into earrings. Yeah. It's still shit.
But then we figure, before we end this date, talking about all the tie-dye, Matt James is also in a tie-dye jacket. He was wearing like a burgundy denim jacket that was like tie-dye. And I was just like, thank God bless the pandemic and all the tie-dye. I can keep hawking my socks and masks.
Yeah, Kate sells masks and other
tie-dye. I do gloss tie-dye, I bleach it, okay. And then we get to Sarah's date. I'm so excited. Because you mentioned maybe your pick might be Sarah for first date. So like,
yeah, she was one of
we're
my other
both right.
picks.
Yeah, we got 2 dates.
Two for two.
And honestly, I think Matt is getting more mileage out of this cute little plane than he is his G-Wagon.
He's like, we're going in a biplane.
Up to Nola Scola, Pensacola.
Yeah, he said, move over, Pilot Pete. There's a new pilot in town. And it's
I
not
saw
me,
someone
but
tweet, they were like, I see a plane and I just get so angry. Pilot Pete has triggered me. He ruined airline. And
yeah, he did. And it's sad because I loved Pete on Hannah's season. He was my fave. And then he quickly ruined everything.
I felt so bad for Sarah and her fine hair on the airplane because you can't, with my hair, it's fine, it's little, it's dainty, it flies around. I can't drive with the windows down. I can't, like, I dated a guy who had a motorcycle and I would get, like, you have to braid it and stick it away, far away, otherwise it will get, like, completely tangled. Her whole time, she's just like, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm sorry.
Her outfit was super cute going into
she had a little teddy bear jacket. I imagine that it's like 40 degrees outside. So I'm just like, good for you with your knees and your belly exposed. I would be freezing.
Yeah. I mean, she in that outfit, I think epitomizes where fashion's at right now. Like that's very much the look. Like,
yeah, like 2006, we did confusing things with like denim skirts and Ugg boots. Now we're doing crop tops and teddy bear jackets. It's all about balance, you know? And then we have this moment, I think when they're flying over and they fly to the other women at the Metro, we see Serena C., our little San Francisco Asian cutie in eyeglasses. They're rimless, like flat across underneath. Serena C., will you link these on your Instagram? I need them. I love them. They're amazing glasses.
Yeah, I would wear them.
They were so cool. I just love her too. I haven't talked about her, but she brings it later too. We'll circle back. But when I'm also talking about fashion, I'm seeing a lot of French tip acrylic square cut French tip, which I have been seeing on Pinterest that maybe the French tip was coming back, but I didn't think squares was coming back.
I hate square.
Either all these women got their nails done separately. I'm sure they got them done.
There's a nail salon on.
Or did in their little goodie bag, did they all get stick on square tip French tips? Because they're all in these trash nails. I don't get it.
I like a French tip, but I don't know. It's not my look, but I hate a square nail, anything. I hate square. I hate it.
I'm not ready for like the fashion of our grown-up times to come back. Like low-rise jeans, stay away. French tip nails, stay away. But then we go back. I mean, I think Sarah and Matt's date is really cute. About like, who's my emergency contact? Which I was like, oh yeah. Sammie, who's your emergency contact?
My mom.
Oh, that's nice. I think about putting my mom in there, but like when I have lived in other cities, I feel like that's got to take over things. So usually that will be like my roommate of whoever I'm living with or living near in the city. Now I just live in the same city, so it probably should be my mom.
Yeah, that's like, even when I was in LA, I would put my mom, but I think if they needed somebody in the area, I would put whatever my closest friend who lived nearby.
But yeah, I will say, and then we get in after like the flights and they do like the cute chats, then we get into this weird leading question, trauma mining from production bullshit that I really
like, I just keep thinking
found so gross.
She's hiding something from me, or
I get what he's saying. So if he's coming into this blind, which I don't think he is, I think production said you ask about her parents and make sure to ask about her dad. Even if maybe they didn't tell him he has ALS, maybe they didn't give him that back.
He said there's something there.
But she is uncomfortable. So he's picking up on the fact that she's like, oh, that felt very leading and strange. But he's saying like, oh, you're not being vulnerable with me and I need you to open up. And I'm just like, maybe you guys can connect and have a nice relationship without her spewing her trauma all over you.
Why does she need to do that night one? Like,
that's what she's saying. She's like, I don't want to scare people. I don't want to. put a lot of pressure on you, which like in a normal dating thing, you have time and you kind of unravel slowly. So I get where she's having like a fear of, if I open up, it's not a bad thing that your dad has ALS. It's not, but it's you
It's your
just have,
baggage.
yeah, you have to just kind of open up slowly. And I get why he's like, we don't have time for that, so I need to open up. But it felt so leading. It felt so pushed by production. It felt like they were saying you're only valuable in this circumstance because your dad has ALS, not because you're a good person who could date Matt. Like, it just felt so icky. I hated it.
Yeah. I do not like the forced therapy session dates. Like every time you have a solo date, you are expected to come in with some traumatic event that you need the Bachelor to dissect with you. And it's like,
yeah, and they're just normal people. Like, they're gonna say something so stupid because no one knows what to say.
yeah.
I would say Matt handled it really beautifully. Like, even to the point Sarah was going into the night portion of the date, like, I don't want to be forced to open up about this. I don't really want to talk about it. And then by the end, she's like, oh my gosh, you made me feel so comfortable. And that's why I opened up and told you those things. And I wanted to be like, no, remember you were scared? Remember you didn't want to do this? Luckily, he responded well to the story that you now feel comfortable, but you weren't feeling comfortable. Like, don't get it twisted, Sarah. You got fully manipulated into speaking on this.
Yeah. I mean, I think that it's definitely like, if you want someone to be vulnerable, you need to be vulnerable with them. And
yeah, don't just be like, but what about your dad? What
yeah, tell me more.
Yeah.
Like, what are you hiding? Yeah, so I agree. I think he handled it really well and made her feel safe and secure enough to share that.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's something that she still is actively handling at home. She left her job to go take care of her dad. And
well, she even says like they gave him 2 to 3 years and he's now on 5. So to me, that reads as like, I would have a trauma of thinking I'm on borrowed time. Obviously, she is okay, and her family seems to be in a good situation.
Yeah.
But like, also, I would be concerned that the lead wouldn't give me the time of day. Like, I think this happens sometimes when there's like parents on the show.
Mm-hmm.
When you say like, I have somewhere more important to be,
Yeah.
I think it helps you look good. Like, I think her doing everything for her family really endeared herself to Matt, but it also puts kind of this like timestamp target on her. Like, he's not going to keep her around to the final 2. He's going to send her home the second he knows it's not her. He's not going to, and to me, as that person, I would be like, oh, that's not giving me a fair shot. So I'd want to keep it quiet too.
Yeah. Well, and it gives the Bachelor, usually in those sob story cases, they go, oh, I can't take you from your family like this. I think it's best if you went home.
Yeah, they shut it down so quickly.
They put up a hero thing and they go, oh, you're better home. Like, you should.
Yeah, and she's like, I've already made the decision to be here. Luckily, I don't get any whisper of that from Matt in his reaction here.
No.
But that would absolutely be my fear. And it's also played out a bunch of times on the show.
Yeah, lots of bachelors and bachelorettes have said that. Like, you should be home. So I'm not giving you for that reason. And they're crying and they're upset. But it's like, come on.
That would kill me if someone was like, I'm sending you home because you should be with your dad.
Yeah, you're a good person. Don't tell me what to do. It's my choice. I chose to be here.
I don't care about my dad. I want to marry you.
Yeah, so I think it was a good date. It feels very forced by production. I agree when they force somebody to kind of come out with all these demons. It is partly her fault because she knew that she was sharing this with production ahead of time. And
sure.
So everybody's kind of guilty.
But it's like one thing sharing it, like she was happy to share it in her opening package.
Yeah.
It's another thing when you're telling the person that you're dating and she even says like, I don't want to overwhelm you with like my sob story, which is what you have to do on the show. It's just so annoying that production, they do this. They mine your trauma and then they call it authenticity or vulnerability. And it's like, you forced me to do that.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm giving you emotions because it's hard, but like,
it should definitely be that person's choice of how and when they tell their story, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree. That's the part I don't show is this like force vulnerability. Like, if you don't tell him your secret, you're going home.
Yeah, like it felt very icky to me, especially with like, I mean, ALS. Can you talk about how horrendous that sounds?
Yeah. So then we move on to the
Wait,
cocktail.
so can we talk about her blue dress? She looks so beautiful.
Yeah,
She's
she
so
does.
beautiful.
She's gorgeous.
A little la 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 blue dress. So I keep talking about his G-Wagon because I just am excited about it, I guess. But then he pulls up to this rose ceremony in like a really cool ass like 90s old school Porsche. I didn't think I'm a car girl, but on this podcast, I'm a resident car girl.
Yeah, you're the car girl. I'm not noticing the cars. I'm just
I had to rewind. It was like on my second watch, and I went back to like write down a quote, and I was like, wait, what the? Okay, cute.
okay, work.
Very cute. They make all the women walk up miles and miles and miles of stairs, but they let Matt James pull to the front with his Porsche. That's rude.
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 Yeah, so we go into the cocktail party.
We get Serena C walking in with her thigh-high sparkle boot. Serena C, your glasses and your boots. I'm obsessed. Thank you very much.
We love it. We stand. I love a thigh-high boot more than just about anything. I think he pulls it aside to Abigail at one point and they connect and she was like, oh, like just the cutest thing ever. And she's like, can I give you a signal and the ear thing and let you know I'm
Can I go back in time for 1 second?
Yeah.
I'm being a nightmare. We didn't say this about Sarah, but I have to talk about it because I talked about it with Yesenia. Mm-hmm. So he says this to Sarah on her date, which I think is so sweet. It's exactly what I'd want to hear from anyone I was dating. He says, what can I do throughout this experience to show you that I could be someone you'd want to be with?
Right. It really takes it off of the girls to prove to him, and it puts him in the seat of, I'm also wooing you, and I'm also like we're both dating, we're both partners in this. It's not just you fighting for me, I'm also fighting for you. Yeah, I'm just so happy. Like that's my favorite thing about Matt James, is that he keeps saying this to women. And then I think he does it a couple times, like throughout the night, like, what can I do to make this easier? What can I do to make you feel comfortable? What can I do for this? And he has little notes and he takes little things. If he's taking notes, is he like, will you please read that back to me on my memo app? Like, yeah. And a reminder, I need to get an orchid for Marilyn. Yeah. Oh, Marilyn likes, orchids. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Like, he must have a little PA that's running around and like, I hope doing nice things. Like, Marilyn loves orchids. And he's like, okay, cool. Can you grab me some orchids? And then you're like, I love it. I just love that he's doing that. And then he brings that same lovely and kind energy to the night. Sorry, I had to roll us back, but him and Abigail, so cute. So cute. And they still seem very connected and they're like teasing each other. He's like, well, you better watch me all the time because I might do it really fast and you might miss it. Yeah. It's so cute. Just little like signals to each other to say, hey, I'm thinking of you, blowing you a kiss, or, just it's really cute little like special thing that they have. Yeah. So Abigail she was the proper girl with the right answer. All the other women were like, you can kiss me, that will make me feel comfortable. And she's like, here's our code. Yeah. Let me break it down. What's going to make me feel comfy? My notes after that. Oh, he talks to a couple women. So I have Rachel in her beautiful Versace style gown. It's like slinky with like gold clasps and low back and stuff. So we see Rachel in her gorgeous gown. He sits down and talks to Kit and has really weird body language with her. Like, he's saying with his mouth that he likes her and that he wants to spend more time with her, but he's literally pulling back every time she tries. Yeah, I really like you. And yeah, I think you're really great. Like, it's crazy. Like, his body language is so opposite of what he says. Oh, and then we have his little conversation with Maggie. Oh, it's so cute, where he's talking about the what kind of food are we gonna have, and like, what's our cooking date gonna look like? What I want to help, what can I do? And she's like, just bring the wine and make me laugh. Which, like, okay, you're the perfect woman. That's the perfect answer. I'm obsessed with you. Yeah. I would absolutely love to come eat Ethiopian food that you prepare.
I don't even care what you're making me, Maggie. I will be there. I will make you laugh, and I will drink your wine.
Yeah, but Ethiopian food's really good, so I would be.
But hopefully, yeah, that's what she makes.
Mm.
And then we have, Marilyn. I find her to be super relatable. She sits down with him and she's like, I don't know, Matt. I'm really scared.
Yeah.
I think it's so smart that she's using his name. I find that to be very sexy. I'm sure he finds that to be sexy. When someone addresses me by my name, especially when we're flirting, I'm like, you want to fuck me?
Is this
They'd be like, Kate, you're making me mad. I'd be like, oh, you said my name. You want to fuck me?
Yeah, no, I think this is a really smart move to just be honest and say where you're coming from and where you're at. And like, you know, I haven't spoken to you. I haven't had time with you.
A date today, yeah.
It makes me scared. Like, was that my one opportunity? Was that my one shot? And then you got other fuckheads, Victoria, running around.
They had such a nice, like, I feel so bad for Marilyn because she and Matt had such a nice sit down. I feel like it was going really well for her. And then she comes back and she goes, yeah, he got me an orchid. Yeah, it's my favorite flower. And then it cuts to Victoria in the moment. This is like the harshest, funniest thing. She goes, yeah, it's my favorite flower. Marilyn is toxic.
Marilyn is toxic. Ugh. This
is to her. Literally, you just say, oh yeah, you got me a flower. And she goes, Marilyn is toxic and I'm going to take that bitch down.
This is where Victoria says, I'm an empath and I'm sensitive to the energies in the room. And because she's so toxic, I need her out of here so that I can feel more comfortable.
That's not what an empath is.
Yeah. First of all, an empath is not just sensitive to energies. They feel what other people are feeling. So if you are hurting other people, that would cause you physical pain. Like you would feel their emotions as your own. So I was highly offended as an empath that this fucking narcissist would claim to be, I've had lots of narcissists in my life claim to be empaths, which give me a false sense of security with them until I realized, wait a second, you are not what you have told me that you are.
Get that name out of your mouth.
Yeah, you are literally the most selfish person in this house. And that's the thing. Empaths have a really hard time being selfish because they are so in the second.
They know what everybody else wants. And so it's hard for them to stand up for themselves.
Yeah. There's nothing left for them. So you are I'm not here to make friends, which an empath would be there to make friends with everybody because it would make their experience more pleasant in that house.
Yeah. Oh my God. I was just like, don't. And there is this thing about empaths. Like I've seen things that's like, no, you're not an empath. You just like are a traumatized narcissist, and like that is what's happening. And so like there's already a bad look for us empaths, and like I'm an intuitive person. Like I feel deeply connected. Like I can't even go to sit in a conference room with like more than 50 people and then I need to like sit down and not go to dinner and not talk to anyone the rest of the day because I've taken on, I didn't say hi to these people, but I took on all their shit.
Yeah exactly.
Don't traumatize us anymore, Victoria.
No, I had to quit a job because I was too sensitive to the negative environment. I couldn't make it better.
Yeah, it wasn't a negative environment because I bullied everyone into making it not a negative environment.
I was literally giving meditation classes for free to everybody in the mornings to make it pleasant. And I still was just a wreck, falling apart.
It is a nightmare. Also, Victoria, take off your bra. You don't need a bra in that dress, Victoria.
There is enough support. If you're so worried about your nipples showing, there was enough material that
it was a print. We wouldn't have seen her nips. It was a print.
Yeah.
I have happy nipples all the time.
I think what she's trying to do is try to give like a boost to give that little like booby shape out the top because it was a sweetheart.
That's what pasties are for. Also, if you're that fat with those big boobs, you'll have a boost.
Yeah.
Because that dress was 2 sizes too small. Oh, now I'm being nasty. I'm being nasty and I'm fat shaming because I hate her. I hate her so much.
I know. We start to take low blows because she's She's not in the room with us.
She's just, she also, I mean, as I said before, I feel like she's the worst parts of me. And so like she triggers my self-loathing. She triggers this like frenemy that I had growing up. Like there are so many things that make me so mad. I'm
the
so
fact
mad.
that and then I think we get into the argument with, oh, does she then go to Matt afterwards?
Yeah, she goes, Marilyn is toxic, and then she goes and talks to him.
Yeah,
and
she goes,
Matt leaving Victoria?
Yes, because I'm sure production has been like, believe her.
Why?
I know, because they want to keep Victoria. I know. They want to keep Victoria, and I'm sure when he hears the word bully, I think he's like, I got to protect somebody, and if there's a bully among us, then I got to protect all the girls, Mr. Macho Masculina.
Well, and also, I mean, she's like, Marilyn is manipulative, and she'll manipulate any situation with her tears, which she cries every time she sees Matt. So that was like a volatile, crazy ass thing to say. Like what she's doing is working, and that's why it's making me so mad.
Yeah, because she pinpointed a tactic that I'm sure Marilyn is using her tears to some extent to gain some sympathy, which I don't think her intentions are malicious.
She also just might be a girl that cries, you know, like she might just be an emotional person. That's okay too.
She's a soft girl. I'm a soft girl. I would have cried every time I've been in the room with the Bachelor too, because I've been like, I'm so stressed.
You'd be like, you want to have a chat? And I'd be like, yeah, why didn't you want to chat with me earlier?
I'd be like, I just.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Victoria is maniacal.
I mean, this is really mean what she does. The fact that you are willing to ruin his chances, like let's say Marilyn is the right girl in this whole group of gals. I mean, they're all pretty awesome. I'm sure he can find a match out of all these lovely ladies. But let's say Marilyn was the girl that he would eventually vibe with the most. You're depriving him, you're depriving Marilyn for your own selfish gain, which you don't even like the dude and he don't like you. So
yeah, just take off your bra and go home.
Yeah. Take off your hat, you balded bitch.
Oh, she's just so terrible. Like
so
she's the worst. I love when he goes to talk to Marilyn again though, and she goes, am I in trouble?
No, because it's like she knows when you see Victoria go in there and then you get called back in.
Yeah.
It can't be good because this girl has already been coming for you hard and twisting words and manipulating the situation. So yeah, then they have a conversation and then MJ's like, I mean, it can't be good why Marilyn is back in the room with Matt, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I don't think this is like a happy conversation that we're having.
Yeah.
And MJ and Maggie, like Victoria is trying to like explain the situation and get these women on her side. And they're like, none of them are into that. Maggie, she's like, why are you rolling your eyes like that? And she's like, I'm not saying you're a bad person, but what I'm thinking is you're a really bad fucking person.
Yeah. They're like, oh, that's weird. I've never known Marilyn to be like that. She's never been like that. And then you see Victoria going like, yeah, it's just so weird that she would like be like that to me. And it's like, girl, you ain't fooling nobody. They don't believe you. You hold no power here.
Yeah, nobody cares. Nobody wants to deal with your drama. It's so stupid. And then we get Marilyn coming back and saying, okay, can I have a conversation with you? And Victoria says the one likable thing I've ever heard her say, which is, no, I'm not going to go outside because it's freezing out there, but we can talk here. I was like, okay, smart.
I still hate you, but sensible.
Yeah, sensible. But then she won't let her. She's like, I can't hear you. Marilyn's like, can I come sit next to you? And she's like, no, I need you to look at my face.
Yeah, like, I don't want to sit next to you, which I could argue that this is a good boundary setting, but she's also just being highly combative the whole time where she waits until Marilyn says, she goes, okay, what did you want to say to me? And she goes, I'm really sorry that you felt that I was attacking you and blah, blah, blah.
Thank you for your apology. So you know I'm attacking you and why you want to be my friend. Like,
yeah. And then she's like, I'm done. Yeah, she does not let Marilyn say what she wants to say. She very much cuts it off every time Marilyn says what she wants her to say. She's like, thank you for apologizing, because if you were right, you wouldn't be apologizing. So you just proved that I was right and I'm the winner of this argument. And you know what? You're frustrating, Marilyn, so I need to go. And I was like,
I hated that so much. That was like the most manipulative gaslighty thing.
the most manipulative gaslighting conversation I've seen in a bit, and we
I
have
was having
Trump
such
as
a
our
hard
president.
time. Marilyn is like basically just left in tears.
So this is the thing. I think we should have a little short convo about white fragility and
Yes.
white entitlement.
And
This
what bullying actually means?
Yes, you are not being bullied by Marilyn. First of all, you're not being bullied by these girls. You are antagonizing everybody, and
And when you're being held accountable, you think that's bullying.
this is full on narcissistic behavior.
I feel like there's a lot of like nice little connections, especially with that Trump flag Easter egg and everything that's going on with the second impeachment and the 25th Amendment and all these people from COVID Castle in Sacramento and the PV gays that are like, don't come for me. Why are you canceling me? I'm not canceling you. I'm holding you accountable for your bad, disastrous, negative actions. There's a difference. I'm not bullying you because you're fat and ugly, although I could because you are. Sorry, I hate Victoria.
But yeah, it's there are consequences for your actions, and for you to not acknowledge that. Like, I will say I'm not hugely into cancel culture, but I think that if we hold people accountable and have consequences for their actions, we still need to create a path of rehabilitation or growth. And how can you be better? Because we're like a whole society full of narcissists running around thinking that we're perfect, and we're not. And like, when you get canceled, it's like, oh God, everybody hates me and blah, blah. And it's like,
just very alienating, but it's also like, well, look at your life, look at your choices.
Do better.
What led you to this situation, and now do better. Don't lash out at the people that are holding you accountable. Just look at your life, look at your choices, and do better next time. You're not being bullied. You're not being bullied.
I've said tons of problematic things as a kid and a youngster, but it's like I educated myself and have gotten better. And I can't say that I'm perfect by any means. I still have weird moments where I say offensive things on accident, and then I go, oh, I have to clock myself.
But that's not the way forward. Like, we learned about, so I was a psych major, and we learned about cultural competency, which like goes hand in hand with discrimination and racism. So like, as a therapist, I'm sure too, if you're doing the same thing as a life coach, these are things you have to talk about. Yeah. As a therapist, it doesn't make you a good person to blanket say, I'm none of those things, I'm not racist. What you need to say is, I'm not perfect and I would love to do better. So please tell me when I'm doing something that's offensive. Please do tell me when I'm upsetting you. Please hold me accountable if I'm having a negative impact on your life. And then you take that news and you grow from it. Yeah. And that's not happening. Like, the whole right wing of America takes it, they go, oh, you think I'm racist? And then they go,
I'll show you racist.
Yeah. All I want anyone to do is say, I'm a racist. I'm a racist. I don't want to be a racist, but I was raised as a white Mormon girl. And there are things I don't know. There are tons of shit I don't understand. And I say stupid shit all the time. I've talked to my friends of color and watched their face just like get really, they get stone face at me because I said something dumb. And hopefully at that moment I had the wherewithal to be like, what'd I do? Tell me what it is.
What was it now?
Yeah. What dumb, stupid shit did I say now? Yeah. Because it's like, that's the only way you're going to get better. No one's trying to come for you. No one's trying to like tear you down. We are going to, if you act like Victoria.
Yeah. And apologize. Like,
yeah. All you have to say, I'm not perfect and I'd like to do better. That's it. That's all I want from you.
It's the right-wing leader that we have right now cannot apologize to anyone. It is always a victim mentality. It is always, they're the evil, they're the bad guys, I'm the victim. yeah, they all are just bullying me when, like, you're the bully. Sometimes you're the bully and you have to recognize that. And
You're the bully and now you're being held accountable.
Mhm.
It doesn't make the people coming back at you bullies.
No, no. And you need to do, yeah, is just have the self-awareness to go, oh, I hurt this person and I don't want to hurt this person and I don't want them to hurt me. And I want to make it better and I want to make them feel safe and I want to feel safe. Like everybody feels safe.
Exactly.
Apologize. Be better.
Yeah. Just, yeah, literally just say, I'm not perfect and I'd like to grow.
And this move that Victoria does where she goes to the male who's in power and creates makes herself into this fragile white damsel. This is damseling. Oh, everybody hates me. Marilyn's so mean. She really
I like this so hard.
oh, everybody's so terrible and I'm so nice and I don't understand. You've now placed a target on a woman of color and made her out to be the evil or the villain or and
And you
you
gaslit her feelings. They're not real feelings of emotion. They're just manipulative pieces of power.
Mhm. And it's, yeah, this is absolute like white fragility at work where you want everybody to come defend you that, oh, when you really antagonized all of the action and then just, oh, I'm the victim of all of this. Like,
What she did was, what she should have said to Matt was, I have been a cunty cunt since the moment I walked in here. I have been spreading bad energy and negative shit everywhere I go. The women aren't loving me, and that's making me super uncomfortable. But
I
you
would
know,
like to self-eliminate.
I gotta go home now. Also, I'm racist and I don't like you.
Yeah, I don't enjoy kissing you and I'm sorry.
Yeah, like it's just so much.
I'm not
Can I
here
talk
for the right
about some
reason.
pretty gowns? Can I talk about some gowns I liked? Maggie in her off the shoulder, like burnt orange, gorgeous dress. Chelsea once again was wearing like some red thing that she was in and had draped on her body. We had Kayla in a lime green gown. She also was the one that's like, Victoria, why did you think you should do that tonight? Like she was like,
Yeah.
why did you think this behavior was a good behavior?
Yeah, did you think this was the good choice tonight? Or I'm just
Why
curious.
would you throw a wrench into our entire
Yeah,
fucking
so
night?
now nobody else gets time and it's all about you, Victoria, which you're fucking narcissist. So there you go. Like,
Yeah,
we're not surprised. We're just disappointed.
it's just
I
crazy.
I loved Sarah's little mini pink dress with the little
With
sparkle cutout.
the sparkle, the glittery fringe, our sparkle. I'm loving all the sparkle fringe I'm seeing. Like the ladies have that kind of stuff on their earrings. She has it in her dress. Like, and then we, bullshit ensues, and then we go into the rose ceremony. We get a really weird quote from Sarah that was absolutely franken bit together. You should replay it. It's near the end. She says basically something about like Victoria's a nightmare. She's causing this house to be really bad. And if Matt wants to keep her around, I'm questioning my relationship with Matt. But that was from like 3 different interviews.
Oh, I'm sure. I
Like,
didn't catch that
the
they were.
volume, the volume goes, she's like, da, 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 and that makes me question my relationship with Matt. Like production, do better. We can hear you. We know you're bullshit.
Yeah, but I agree with that intent of if this dude that I'm into cannot have the intuitive like wherewithal to like see through this toxic character and that they're buying into it and that they're now letting that person pick off girls,
Yeah.
then I would severely question like his judge of character and be
It would
like,
be hard for me too, but I also, Sammie as an empath, I understand.
I understand.
We know he's not getting the full story. He's getting a producer in his ear. He's, but
Yeah.
I see that too.
But
So-
yeah, I would have that. I don't think I would say it to a producer, but I would have it in my brain where I would be like, if it was getting closer to the end and there was this awful creature that
Yeah.
was lurking among us, and I would just be like, I don't think that he is a good judge of character, and I don't know
Yeah,
if I
like
can
if
be
you're in a
that.
group of women and like one of these women is terrible, you're like, why am I being lumped into this group with that woman?
Yeah.
I think that comes like from a lot of insecurity when people are like, I don't want to date him if he's going to date her. It's like, okay, well, they're separate and just who cares? The show is weird, but like also it would be really hard for me to see beyond that too.
Yeah. I would just,
We
I
get a
would,
half of a rose ceremony.
yeah.
Marilyn doesn't, we don't see Marilyn or Queen get a rose. We don't see Serena C get a rose, which
But
like
I
I
think we
just wanted to see those
assume,
sparkle boots walk down the stairs, okay?
but I think we can assume Victoria does get a rose because we see some clippies and
We
she's
see her in
definitely,
the previews. I see no Marilyn in the previews, and I am worried for her.
and oh, I forgot to bring up that yeah, so just going back at one point during the middle of the ceremony when Victoria's talking about Maryland, she calls her Maryland, like the state, and she says, "Well, love is the state that I'm in," and I I don't know if she knows. I don't know if Victoria's just wasted throughout this whole thing, and if she's just an
Oh, yeah.
angry, like angry lush drunk, and and just like
I
didn't
like that.
bother to learn the
Learn
girl's
anyone's
name.
name.
Yeah, didn't learn her name. It's like Maryland. So I think she kept adding a D on the end every time she said Maryland.
Oh, we also had a couple. She says something about gestures.
Oh,
What was the gesture?
she
Oh,
said,
she said, I'm a
"We're
queen,
all
and
queens, and these other girls are just gestures."
this is my gesture. I'm this gesture, and I'm this gesture.
And I went, "You don't know the word gestor? Jester?"
You're a clown, and you don't know the word jester?
Jester. That's why I'm like, she has to be so loaded through this whole competition.
Yeah.
I just can't believe that someone is that dumb. But I will say,
I wonder if she has like fans. I would love to hear if like
tune
she
in.
has rallied any fans.
Call in. We want to know, are you a Victoria fan? We need to know why.
Yeah, I would love
Operators
to
are
know
standing
why.
by. I'm on pins and needles. I need to know.
I need to know.
I
Oh, this
yes,
is a crazy episode, Sammie. It made me so mad. And I know last week we talked like, okay, and we'll have a shorter recap than we had week one, but I think
I
we've
don't
been
think
on
it's
this call for a long time.
I don't think this train's stopping. I think this one's longer.
Yeah.
It's like 2 hours.
My prediction, I will say the previews made it look like the shit's hitting the fan and Victoria's gonna go. I hope. Like they better not just be teasing that. They better send that bitch home.
Send that ho home.
Ho home.
Who are your front runners right now? Who's your favorites?
The people I want to fuck are Chelsea and MJ.
But for Matt.
But for Matt, Matt James. I think Sarah and Abigail and gold dress Miami lawyer
Lauren. Yeah.
But I do think I will say, looking at the women now that I'm like learning their faces, I think Kristen, our wet ass pussy lawyer, is also going to go far. We just haven't seen that connection start yet.
She'll be probably a later solo date, maybe next.
Maybe 2 weeks or something.
Yeah, we can't really say who's going to be in Paradise. Maybe Marilyn, maybe Victoria. Victoria will probably be there.
Victoria shows up to Paradise, I'm burning this podcast to the ground.
We will burn all of the footage. Yeah, we can't really comment on who are the girls because we don't know who left. We don't know.
We only know half. Serena C did not get her name called. I didn't write the list down, but we got half.
Okay.
We do see her in the previews, so like we definitely have another opportunity to see her.
Yeah,
I'm ready for more of these women to go home because like I still can't keep them straight. They did like a zoom out on the rose ceremony, and I was like, who is that in that rainbow gown? I haven't seen that all night. That was Mari. She's, I think, a front runner, and like I didn't even know her gown until the ceremony. Like,
It's too many girls, and then we're gonna get more
bitches.
less the beaches. Yeah, we're gonna get more dumped off in the truck. I don't know, like.
Oh my God, that's right. We have, who the fuck is Heather?
Heather's not here yet. We
I
don't
thought we
know.
were going to get Heather tonight. We did not get Heather tonight.
We'll get her in maybe next episode. No, they didn't hint to her. So maybe in like 2 or 3 episodes, we'll see.
Who the fuck is Heather?
Can't wait. I think my front runners, Bree is up there. I think they have a lot of innate chemistry and they have a shared past. So there's a connection there. I think, yeah, Lauren is another one because they both want the same thing in a relationship and they have like a fun little banter.
Yeah.
Abigail, they're definitely really cute. I think those might be my top 3 at this point.
Yeah, I think those are a good top 3. And do you have any? Oh, also from the preview, I just have to say Victoria's pink eye is progressing. Did you notice? It's just like that the stripper butthole that she did, the cocaine she did with Chris and Franco. Her producer's not setting her up with the good one, you know, like.
Yeah.
You know, it's your stream. Should stream.
So we'll keep her.
What would be your, if you were love coaching Matt today?
God, keep going.
Yeah, yeah, like it's so early on.
Yeah, I think so far, I think he's actually deeply connecting with people. I think he's asking the right questions. Yeah, this would be my advice is like, I think you need to know early on, like where somebody's priorities are, where are they at in life, what are they looking for in a relationship, and yeah, like connecting on your past too. Like what were your parents' relationships like? That kind of stuff, because you might find some common ground, and you know, the chances of coming from a divorced home is pretty high, and
yeah,
not a
I
dead
love that we're getting good divorced home content on the show.
Yeah. And
well, we get to come back another week, and hopefully next week will be the last week we are angrily triggered by Victoria.
Yeah, it made me kind of check out on this episode. I had to watch it 3 times because I felt myself mentally checking out because I was exhausted by her narrative.
Also, you're running your whole entire coaching life. You were up until 2 exporting a YouTube video. Like you're working very hard. Give Sammie money so she can take a nap.
Yeah, I need, I just need that coin. Yeah, I just, if you felt triggered by this episode, we are with you.
Call the hotline. Our operators are waiting to chat.
Yeah, we are with you in solidarity. Yeah, so looking forward to less Victoria, more connection. Let's freaking do this.
Let's do this. Tree porn, Nemicola Scola.
Please welcome to the stage. Nemicola Cola. That'd be so hard to say.
Nemicola Cola Bola Ebola.
Ebola. Yikes.
In another pandemic now.
Oh God, don't wish that evil on us.
My little puppy friend is trying to eat my Vaseline, so I gotta go.
All right. Thank you
guys. Follow us on Instagram. I'm at the best Kate.
And I'm at the.love.department. And we will see you guys next week. Make good choices. Do not support insurrectionists. If you take anything from this podcast, please take that.
Blacklist Lames Taylor and Queen Victoria from your lives.
They are dead to us. Okay.
Okay, love you. Bye. See you next week.